Alrighty. Change the vibe up a little bit so we don't get flagged.
Oh, we're going to get flagged anyway.
It's tough. It's tough. Yo.
Back again.
I just fell in love with
You timed that pretty well. I like that. I like that.
I done seen in a little minute.
Yo. I like that. Yo, welcome to another episode of the Gentlemen's Club Podcast. I'm your boy Cardell. Over there in the back.
Hey guys, it's me, Zach. Thanks for tuning in to another. Damn, you cut that shit all the way off.
My bad. Hey, I can keep it going. I like having the vibe.
It's good. It's good, man. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Gentlemen's Club Podcast, episode number 98.
I like that. Give me another bomb.
Nah.
Okay. All right. Get close to that 100.
We are actually on schedule, sir.
Hey,
I'm shocked.
Yeah, we were so ahead of schedule. We thought we was.
Oh yeah, no, we almost fucked up this morning.
Yeah, that would have been rough.
But we're here. We're only 2 episodes away. We've got the next 2 episodes planned out for you guys. Very excited for the content that we're going to share with you guys. If you have not already, please like, subscribe, share,
and hit that noti bell.
Hit the notification bell. You know, we upload videos every Tuesday.
Now you can say that we upload every Tuesday?
Yeah, I can say that
because we did it consistently.
I was late last episode, but it still got up on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Which I told you the whole time. I was like, bro, ain't no way in hell this
goes. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Shout out to us, man. What's the word, man? How you feeling?
To us. That's the most egotistical. What's the word's good, man? God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. That's what my mom told me anyway.
Okay.
I'm doing well. How about you, sir?
I'm solid, man. I'm solid. Everything is smooth. Everything is great. I'm lying, but it's okay.
Yeah, I was about to say. Anytime a man says, "Yeah, I'm solid," he's not solid. He is the furthest thing from solid. That nigga is soft.
Hey,
going through some shit.
Hey, that's yeah. No, my girl actually do that to me all the time. I hate that shit. She'll like see through something that I'll personally be saying. Does that ever happen to you? Where? Here we go. Does that ever happen to you where your girl actually knows that something's wrong?
Yeah, and I'd be mad as hell too. Cause like, fam, I'm masking this shit way better than that.
Yeah, no, that's real. When they can tell, and then make you be like, no, I'm good, man. Good.
No, I will say this about my wife. My wife is usually, not always, but she's usually like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Nothing." Like, "No, what's wrong?" I was like, "Damn."
Do you always? Are you?
I do the same thing to her though.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, see, and you know what? Women are good with. They're good with trying to pretend like everything is cool when it's not.
And that's
but you know what men will do? Even though I know something's wrong, all right, cool. Like if you're not trying to talk about it right now, then I can't really do anything about it.
Yeah, I can't help you.
Right.
Yeah.
But are you ever open enough to tell her everything that's going on?
Yeah.
For the most part?
I think it gets a little different when you're married.
Why?
That's your life partner. Like legit. That's
so yeah, so keeping something to yourself that could potentially be an issue isn't really it's not really an option.
Yeah, everything that affects you affects your partner at that point.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to shit on like the boyfriend girlfriend situation, but it's like it gets to a certain point where you like, yeah, we're at that point.
Okay.
And the the boyfriend girlfriend, but that's when you're transitioning from boyfriend girlfriend to fiance.
Right. Like we're doing this long term.
Exactly. Yeah. But where it's like, especially in those early stages of a relationship, it's like this. I don't know if I want to share this part of my life with you yet.
That gets tricky. Just had this conversation. That gets tricky because
I don't disagree with that. Yeah, it gets tricky, but it's like,
yeah, because I mean that comes down to, does the space that they provide, do they make a space for you to be able to express some of the things that you're?
Do I feel safe?
And it's weird to even just say that, but it's healthy. It's a healthy space.
I think a new relationship, like there's layers of that come down. But
Okay.
you can't bring them all down at once. You have to be open to bringing down your layers.
Okay.
But you can't bring them down all at once because you're opening yourself up for a lot of like hardship. Like people have to earn each new layer, I feel like.
Ooh, I like that.
And I think that's completely fair.
I like that.
So that's really kind of how I view it.
Because you can open yourself up and share something, and the way that somebody takes it can make you feel like you're being judged or they're being critical of who they are.
100%.
And I'll be honest, I'm jaded in that area.
Oh, for sure.
I'm super jaded in that area. Like I don't want to, because if I'm going to share something that I normally wouldn't share, I would like it to be received well. I realize you can't
control people's.
Yeah, you can't control people's responses to certain things because people have their own triggers that might bother them and whatnot. So that's that gets tricky and whatnot. That's tied into the whole vulnerability thing that I wanted to talk about at some point. We don't necessarily have to get into it now, but at some point we would like to review that.
We actually have so much shit. I don't think it's all going to fit on this episode because we cannot do what we did last week.
Oh yeah,
I was struggling at it.
Yeah, you're right. But and that comes with it though, because sometimes you'll be in a good conversation and it's important to finish it all the way through. You know what I mean? But I get what you're talking about.
Yeah, we actually do have a lot of shit.
All right, well, shit, let's get into it. What we talking about? A lot going on in the sports world. I heard.
Do we want to start there? I want to. We have some topics on the table last week, so let's pick up there, and then we'll get into the drama that is in the sports world. Right?
Okay, all right. Where we starting?
You had the topics, nigga.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh shit, my bad.
The difference between.
Oh yeah. The difference between wanting to love somebody and choosing to love somebody.
Very big difference.
Okay. I'll let you go ahead. Where's the difference?
This is how I view it,
okay,
personally. So if you want to love somebody, that means that there's something blocking you from being able to do so. Because if you want to love somebody and you love somebody, you just love somebody, right?
Okay.
Choosing to love somebody is like you understand, maybe not fully, but you have a good idea of their good qualities, their bad qualities, ins and outs, like the negatives that come with this person, the positives that come with this person, and you're still looking at this person and saying, no, I love you. But wanting to love somebody is kind of like I want to figure out a way to get past all this stuff.
Okay. I was looking at the way that you were describing it. I was just like, wanting to love somebody. I feel like that's a want and a desire that you just innately have. So you just, I want to do that because everything inside of me is pulling me that way.
The way I look at it is when you want to love somebody, but you're struggling to be able to do so, I look at that as like your body knows something's off. Like you're in your spirit, you know something's off, and that's why you can't fully commit.
Yikes.
Compared to like choosing is like, you know what? My body, mind, and soul are all in line. I'm good with this.
Wow. Okay. So, all right. That kind of fucked me up a little bit because I'm thinking about it. It's like, because from my perspective, choosing to love somebody is you're making a decision to do so.
Love should be a decision.
I agree. I definitely agree. All right. Just kind of to shift it away from that. What happens when you can't control how you feel? Like, you know for a fact, I love this person. But it may not be the best thing for me, or it just might not be a good situation at all for me to do so.
I think that's the wanting to love somebody.
Okay. That fits in that room.
I think so.
Man, I feel like that side's on the choosing side. Because at the end of the day, and I get killed from this from women, you can love somebody, but if they're not good for you, or if they're not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated, you still have the choice to walk away and love that person from a distance.
Yeah, but I guess I'll use like the root word in both of those. So wanting, like I want this to work.
Okay.
I like deep down in my soul, regardless of if it's good for me or bad for me, I want this to be a thing.
Okay.
Compared to choosing, where it's like, okay, I've really analyzed this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I look at choosing as a analytical word. It's like, okay, I've diagnosed this whole situation.
Okay.
And it is what it is at this point.
Okay.
Where wanting is just like, even though this, and this are here, and I probably shouldn't, it's still what I want.
Interesting.
I think when you choose to love, you're using mind, body, spirit.
Okay.
Well, you're both when you choose to love, you're using your brain and your heart.
Okay.
When you're wanting to love, I think it's all heart.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. I'm willing to bend to that. How do you feel about the loving somebody? Somebody cannot be good for you.
You always have to look at relationships and love from as rational a point as humanly possible. I say it like that because it's not always possible. It's not always the case. It's really hard to fucking legitimately look at a situation when your heart is involved and analyze it from a realistic standpoint.
That's okay. I get killed for this because especially in conversations with women, it's from their perspective. It's, well, if you love somebody, then everything else doesn't matter.
Fuck it don't.
You're just in. Like, it don't matter anything else that comes with it. If I love you, and that's all that there is to it. And if you can walk away from somebody that you love, then that means that you never loved them at all.
All right, let me tell you this. Let me ask you this question then, as terms of what you just said.
Okay.
You love him, but he beats you.
I'm going to kindly ask you to tread carefully because I tried to present this same argument. I went to that same spot. Can we get it off of?
You love him, but he cheats on you.
Okay, there we go. That's safer. I like that better.
Okay.
Okay. But you realize there's so many women who are willing.
You love him, but he don't love you back.
That's another one. But there's a lot of women who that doesn't matter.
Well, let me tell you something, especially with that last one.
Well, yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah, no, it is. But also, like, let's stick with the cheating thing. Sure. If you love somebody and they constantly cheat on you and they hurt you, they're willing to stay. A lot of women are willing to stay if you cheat.
You're not looking at this shit from a realistic standpoint. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't situations and circumstances in which, like, cheating can happen and you can reconcile. That's your relationship at the end of the day. You got to decide that. But if it continues to happen, you got to look at it with some realistic eyes at some point and be like, you know what? You don't care about my best interests at all. But
I love you. I'm just giving you the argument that I get.
Like, hey, enjoy your life then. Be happy. Hey, enjoy it. Because when it continues to happen because this is how I feel, and this is very this is really asshole of me, like emotionless.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, but you love him. When he cheats on you again, shut up.
Yeah, that's real.
Just hey,
you got to eat that.
Roll with it.
Yeah, you got to eat that.
Roll with it because you've made it okay now.
Yeah, and some women are, and I won't even just put it on women. That's just based on the conversation I'm having, because I would say the difference in that is, as a man, when you're thinking on the logical side along with your feelings, I've definitely loved women who were not good for me at the time.
We all have.
And I had to walk away. Even though I loved them, I wanted to stay, but I was losing myself in that process.
And when you walked away, it wasn't necessarily in the healthiest of ways, was it? I'm guilty of it too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I mean, I've also, yeah. I mean, I definitely, no, I wouldn't say that, because the unhealthy part is staying way too long.
No, the way I left was mad unhealthy.
Oh no, I mean, I definitely have unhealthy ways of leaving, and I think that's probably why I get categorized as somebody who just doesn't care. But
sure.
But the thing is, leaving somebody that you love, that shit ain't never easy. No matter how you make it seem.
And that's why I give that caveat. It's like, look, you have to at some point be able to look at this from realistic goggles and say, does this person really care about me? Does this person really have my best interests at heart? Like, if this person does hurt me, are they the kind of person that's just going to shrug it off like it doesn't matter? Or are they going to actually try to fix the shit?
Yeah. And
because you can hurt people that you love unintentionally.
True. But if you intentionally hurt somebody,
right,
or you're not caring about how they feel, like, right, then that should draw into question if that person actually does love you, does it not?
100%.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Huh.
But you have to be willing to accept all these things, and you got to be willing to walk away if the circumstance doesn't fit what's in your best interest.
And that's the pushback that I get, is like, no, I wouldn't walk away because I love you. I'm in it.
It's like, well, I'm walking away. I won't let you.
That happens a lot.
I'm calling the cops.
And yeah. At the end of the day, you can choose to love somebody. You could just naturally love somebody. I think the choice that becomes really difficult is this for me, and should I walk away or not? And I think doing what's best for you in that situation, I don't think that means that you love them any less. You just had to choose yourself in that process.
Yeah, I was about to say, sometimes it's just as difficult to choose not to love somebody.
Yo, that's the other side of it, because essentially that's what you're doing. Right. Removing yourself from somebody that you love, that you want to be with, or just somebody that you love, period, and having to cut them out of your life is not as easy as it sounds or easy as it looks.
Right.
And just because you make it look away, that does not mean it's not difficult.
Like, I have to make this look easy so I can actually get a clean break.
Yeah.
Because if I make this look difficult, I'll never get out.
Yeah. As soon as
if I'm actually acting on how I really feel inside, then this will just be a cycle that never fucking ends. And ultimately, neither one of us will ever truly be happy.
Bruh.
I gotta walk. I got to walk.
I'm super guilty of going through the cycle. I'm super guilty of that.
It's human nature because it's really easy to fall for.
Yeah. And it's like being able to make that decision, as hard as it might be, you know that down the line for the better and longer good, it's like, we have to cut this. I have to stop this.
Right.
So that's just an interesting comment.
Stop flying out to see you. Can't do this anymore.
Yeah. No, that's real. That's super real. Yeah. Interesting. I like that. Good topic, man. That was a leftover thing. What?
Nothing.
Nah, get it.
Nah,
come on.
Nah.
All right, cool.
Hey, we good.
All right.
We are good.
All right. Before we get into the sports world, did you see anything else in just the regular sphere of the world, or anything that's going on that caught your eye? I saw something about the Black James Bond thing is moving more towards a reality thing with Idris.
Yeah, actually, I did read that. Okay. So pretty much like I don't know if it was the creators or the producers or whoever it was.
Let that man get his shit off, man.
They said they love Idris. They said they love Idris, and
he's from over there.
Yeah, they said they have no problem with Idris playing James Bond. They said where the problem comes is when you agree to be James Bond, that's a 10 to 12-year commitment, and that's where the problem lies.
Really?
Because when you have an actor that's already got a booming career,
that is your next phase in your career. Now. That's your block.
It's like, yo, this has to take precedent over any other offers.
That's why that's why
the last dude to play James Bond,
the
last movie.
Hey, that's my man's.
It took a while to get that one going.
Yeah,
he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. No, that's my man's. I fuck with the 007 movies.
Yeah, like Daniel Craig, he was a great James Bond, but those last two it was like pulling teeth getting him to do them.
Yeah, I think the last one was from 2015, and I think it was like 3 or 4 years before they got into the next one.
Yeah,
so it was a long time. It's the same way with Robert Downey Jr. He's known as Iron Man forever.
Right. Yeah.
And that was a 10-year commitment.
I think with James Bond it's a little bit different because there's already a history of there being previous 007s.
Speaking of history though, that was also on the other aspect of it was the people, because James Bond has always been maybe possibly a British white guy, and they're bringing in the black guy now.
He's a secret agent, man. Fuck it.
But that seems to be the issue.
It's easier for him to be covert if you're expecting a British white dude to walk into the room.
Yeah, no, that's real.
It's just finna be spying inside.
Yo, imagine you trying to be a spy, but you're the only black dude in the spot. It's like, bro, your cover's already blown off.
No, he good. It's like, yo, no, ain't nobody gonna suspect me. Nobody thinks I'm smart enough to be a spy. Cool.
Okay,
they gonna grab the British white dude in the room. Is like, we found you, James Bond. And this nigga go keep sipping. Like, damn, that's crazy.
That's fucked up. All right, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, it seems that the whole black and white thing and changing something that might have been historically black or historically white seems to be somewhat of an issue for the public.
Look,
it's Idris.
Because I know, because this touches on another subject too.
Okay.
All right, first off, as far as like, nobody ever said that James Bond had to be white. No one ever said that.
They never said that, but the history of it.
Fuck your history. Time for a change.
Well, that's what the white people say.
Literally, that's what they did. Literally, it's like, okay, times are changing. Like, James Bond is a character that's in the moment. Like, if you really break down, it's like James Bond, like the 007, it's just a persona. that literally it's meant to have multiple people as 007. Like when Daniel Craig took over as 007 in the first movie, they acknowledged him as like, hey, you're the new 007.
Okay.
So in a role like that, it's not like, oh, James Bond has been around for hundreds of years. He's been alive for 200 years, and all of a sudden he's black. It's like, no, it's a new person every fucking time, and they make record of that.
Yeah,
So there's no way that you can say that, oh, James Bond should always be white. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay, make James Bond a woman.
They did. They did.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the other thing is like with this whole Little Mermaid thing.
Yeah.
It's a fucking mermaid. It is a mythical creature.
Right. Yeah, if we bring it in, okay.
For all you know, that motherfucker is green.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No, that's real. Yeah.
This whole, oh, Ariel should be white. Oh, Ariel should be white.
Nah, man. It's just like you got to think a lot of characters, even from Disney movies and whatnot, they were always white, except for when you did Pocahontas or you did Mulan or something like that, which I just watched over the weekend, by the way.
Good for you.
Yeah. Nah, I went back to the childhood Disney movies. That shit was pretty fun. Like I haven't done that in a long time.
Like we can go back to so many movies that were whitewashed and y'all said nothing about.
Yeah,
so guess what? Y'all got to eat this Ariel shit.
Y'all do?
Shut the fuck up.
You do. That's real.
Shut.
That's real. What?
Shut the fuck up.
Give me a bow. Give me a bow, man. Give me a bow. That's real. That's real.
It annoys the fuck out of me.
Especially even when they did like the Egyptian movies or anything related.
And it was all white people.
It was like, bro, come on, we all know.
Like, fam, have you ever been to Egypt?
Yeah, you know
what
the
motherfuckers
Egyptians are
was
black. Yeah, it's like, come on, dog, what we doing?
I saw somebody on social media. It's like, yo, we got to have a conversation about Jesus there.
Yo, no, real shit. Real shit. No, that definitely, yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. All right, well, just curious about that. All right, let's get into we going into music first before we end it off on the sports thing?
They're both like, so the sports thing is a scandal, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We can talk about the music thing.
So the baby
on baby.
So the baby, because actually what got more, the reason I found out he dropped an album is because
of what he said.
It's because of a specific song. So I guess
100% the same reason why, because I did not know that nigga was dropping music.
Exactly. And usually whenever, because him and Meg, and I'll get into why it's important, but him and Meg were on fire at the same time. Yep. They were kind of the guy and the girl for the people who were coming up at the time that they were.
Mad features together.
Yeah, and they were on fire, so they were kind of always grouped together, especially with new artists, hottest new artists, whatever.
So this story makes sense.
It does. Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
It makes sense. All right, so
Complete sense.
The baby dropped an album.
Okay.
And track number 3 is called Boogeyman. Mm-hmm. And as soon as the track starts, he says that
all violence.
Yeah, he came out swinging, and he basically said that he was having sex with Megan Thee Stallion right before she got shot.
Like the day before. And it kind of, when I heard the track and I saw that, I was like, well, that kind of makes sense while she was, maybe that adds a little more to why she was so upset that he was working with Tory. Because when the baby dropped that track, they had a back and forth. I did think that her anger was a little bit more than normal.
It was,
and I never thought that. I never thought that.
I thought it was because they had worked together and been close, and they've been grouped together as far as the industry is
I looked at it as like a homeboy thought.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I thought you was my homeboy type shit, but
I guess so the baby says that he was humping Megan right before she got shot. Yeah. Said he didn't want to say nothing at the last time of his album or his music or when all of that shit was going on, but he decided to say something now.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Why did he say something?
Clout chasing. Sorry.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, there's nothing else to it. Okay. That's definitely clout chasing. But it's, I don't know, that shit kind of nasty.
So this goes to a conversation that me and you had off camera, and I do think that is actually a factor in this.
Okay. You want to highlight the conversation?
So we were talking about rollouts on albums, and how you don't see the same level of emphasis for even a big artist's album rollout.
No, albums just drop now.
So I don't want to get into like the minutia of everything, but more or less, me and you both agree the labels aren't putting as much money behind the artists as they used to.
No, niggas is losing money.
So now now it's up to the artist to be able to drum up some kind of hype or
a hot moment.
or interest into their music.
And a lot of times, though, it seems like the best way that happens, there's always some type of drama, some type of messiness that comes with it.
100%.
That's the only way to get eyes onto whatever it is that I'm rolling out.
Right. It's like, yo, I got this new album where I talk about me and Megan fucking.
Yeah, so you should check it out.
Go check it out.
Right. But I'm pretty sure that song, that one song, Boogeyman, is probably rated a little bit higher at this very moment.
But isn't that the point?
I get it, but it's one song. And it's just like, I get what you're saying. Overall, it's like, oh shit, I didn't even know he had an album.
So that's one. That is
That's
one.
real. That's real.
But two, now that you've brought people to the album, what's the chances of them, especially if you think you got good music, what's the chances of them staying? It's much better than if they never knew.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And that's the part where I feel like it doesn't hit the same because, yeah, you can use this one song to show that you have an album out, but I ain't going to hold you. I listened to the track. I got to that point, and after that, I stopped because I'm personally not a fan.
Right.
So,
okay.
You know what I mean? But I guess for his fans, they know he's dropping an album.
Sure.
But I just don't, I don't know. I guess if you're not looking for it and you're not wanting that, I can't see somebody going past that specific track.
If they like some of the bars in there, or if they're in for the drama and all the other shit, it's like, yo, let me see what else, baby.
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. When you listen to it, you can tell it sounds like the entire rollout was all centered on this part. Because as soon as the track starts, he gets right into it. It ain't no build up.
You ain't got to search for it.
Yeah, it's
just here.
It ain't no creative rapping. It ain't no great rhyme schemes or nothing like that. It's just some straight, basic, to the point. The first 6 to 8 bars, he's getting right into it. Mm-hmm. And I get it. It's like the third track into the album, so maybe he did that beforehand. I didn't bother to check it out.
There is, as artists, we know what the third track on the album is. Like, come on, let's talk about it.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what the third track on the album?
You're absolutely right. The third, fourth track on the album. That is the space.
That's it.
That's where you put your one. That's where you put your one. That's just a fact. So that's. Hey, but that let me know if I should listen to the album or not. Because nigga, if that's the track at number 3 or 4, nah, I ain't listening to the rest of this shit.
But if track 3 or 4 they're spitting, it's like, all right, what else you got?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna definitely listen.
Yeah,
so
but as an artist, you know that's where you put that. You don't put your gym at number 7 because niggas ain't gonna make it there.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I've made that mistake.
And then he kind of got into this. He started dissing her boyfriend too because in between all of that back and forth, Party was defending Meg.
Right.
So him and Dude got into a back and forth. So he kind of took shots at Party too. I feel like there's going to be more that falls out from this, just because it seems like Megan is constantly remaining in the news for whatever reason.
For shit that has nothing to do with music.
That's the wild part. But I mean, that's where the game is now.
And we talked about this.
I think that's why the money is being pulled, because why do I have to pump in all of this money when you can just go do something controversial that'll get people talking or that'll be all over the blogs as far as gossip and everything is concerned?
Right.
We can make you hot by you creating your own bullshit.
You think that's why Megan specifically's money is being pulled?
I feel like artists in that realm that seem to have this major push, and then all of a sudden there's not really much behind it.
Sure.
It just sounds like the game to me.
Yeah.
So
I think the record labels are finding more ways to get more bang for their buck money wise.
Right.
Because
especially with everything that the baby went through when he had the whole gay comments, he got killed from the festivals. I'm sure that took a drastic drop in his business.
He was on his way up to the top, and I think that put a huge halt on it.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the reasons why his rollout money dipped.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. Because if the numbers aren't reflecting, then the labels don't have any reason to continue to put that money out there.
Right.
At the end of the day, they're gonna tell you, well, hey, go generate that buzz again.
Right.
And the best way to generate that buzz is like, well, shit, I've been keeping a secret. I was humping Meg during that time.
Right.
Damn, how you think Tory feels?
He don't care.
But man, at what? Yeah, all right.
That's not the type of nigga that's like, oh damn, you was fucking on another nigga.
Yeah.
They did a song together after the fact.
But the baby did say that song was old.
They had to have a conversation about it.
Do you think all men have conversations about?
No. I say they had to have a conversation about the song.
Oh, okay.
Which
I was gonna get into. That was a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, which do all men talk about it? No. Nah.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't want somebody else to know. It's like, yeah, I did that.
Okay, but then let's say that they do know. Do you feel like most men usually show that respect to be like, yo, you was dealing with shorty? You no longer dealing with shorty, right? Like, do you feel like that conversation happens more often with men than? I
don't think in that industry, no. But like, if we're talking about,
I think it does in the industry.
I think if we're talking about like degular,
in the industry, I think that happens a lot because you see the same women being with a lot of the same guys.
But I don't think those dudes talk about it. I just think they just kind of sit and pray. Like, oh damn, he off her? Bet I'm in.
Oh, okay. All right.
Even though they cool, and it just never comes up, and it's fucking weird to me. But as far as like, you know, average Joe type shit,
yeah,
I don't think niggas actually talk about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
For the same reasons, I think a lot of niggas, if they see you with a girl that they're attracted to, they're going to bide their time
until that opportunity opens up.
Yeah. And once you're broken up, there's no conversation. I don't have to clear it with you, bro. It's her body. If she want to be with me, she can. And I think that's the mindset that these dudes have. Not to say that it isn't the woman's choice who she wants to, you know, sleep with and not to sleep with, but it's like, all right, if we were cool, that's weird that like as soon as I broke up with old girl, like you right at it. Like that's weird to me because it's like, all right, so the whole time that I brought her around you,
yeah, that's
like,
real.
This was your plan.
Yeah, that's real.
Like this happens 5 years down the line, whatever. I'm not even mad about it.
Yeah,
but like
shortly after.
What?
Yeah.
Like no, we gotta talk, bro.
I would like to. Obviously, I won't speak to my younger years and whatnot, but I can say that going forward, it's like if I've seen somebody with somebody, and especially if I'm cool enough with them, I feel like the relationship between you and that guy matters.
For sure.
Because obviously, if it's your boy, if y'all not having those conversations, that ain't your dog. But
not at all.
But even acquaintances, somebody could ask. But if it's somebody that I'm just cool enough with, if I respect you enough, I'm gonna be like, yo, I saw you. Is that still a thing? Y'all, you know what I mean? You love her. Y'all on an on and off type thing. And actually your interaction with that woman might be able to tell you as well. Because I've definitely dated women or been around women and it was just like, okay, there was a spark, there was a connection there. And then it was just like, you hear something about the last guy that she was dealing with. And it's just like, all right, cool. I gotta get off that.
Right.
Because that seems to still be going on. I respect him enough to not step on nobody's toes.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be messy.
Yeah. But that's not.
But it's some niggas that don't care. It's like,
yeah,
man,
no, that's real.
Trying to get mine off.
No, that's real. That's real. But asking the guy will tell you everything you need to know. Because the guy be like, no, you good. Or the guy will be like, hey, I ain't going. Because honestly, I'll be real. I've definitely said that before. Somebody that I was kicking it with, one of my guys I was kicking it with at the time.
I have never said that.
No, I'm just being honest. This is vulnerable.
I know. And I'm being vulnerable too. He was like, yo, what's up with you and Shorty? And I was like, I'm still dealing with that. Like, back away.
Yeah, just take a step back. I'll let you know.
Just give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. No, I've definitely had that happen to me before. Actually, only once. I've only had that happen to me one time.
I have had it happen. I've
a more than one time thing?
Nah, it's a one time thing, but it's I was asked to step in, if that makes sense. I'm not going to get any more details than that.
Okay, we'll talk about that off camera.
Because both individuals, I have no beef with. I'll just say that, and I'm not trying to create beef.
Okay. All right, we'll talk about that later.
I'm not trying to create beef.
All right, that's fair. We'll talk about that later.
Because I actually don't think that she does not know that I was sent.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, y'all were pulling puppet strings.
I didn't know I was sent. I was sent for a different reason, and then she had a motive. And then he was like, nah, go ahead, that's great. And I was like, no, it's not. I was like, yo, I was trying to get out clean.
Right.
And I didn't get out clean at all.
That's tough. Oh, all right. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
I got you. What else is going on in the sports world, man?
What's happening?
Who else is out there humping?
Damn. So I want to specify that the only reason why I'm covering this is because I want to cover the hypocrisy.
Okay.
So, Ime Udoka, the
Boston Celtics coach.
Yeah, the Boston Celtics head coach. Last year was his first year as the head coach of the Celtics.
Okay.
He took the team to the NBA Finals in his first year.
Right.
Hell of a head coach.
Amazing.
He has been suspended. They say it's for a year, but I'm honestly, I'm just going to say it's indefinitely because they have not decided if he's going to be allowed to return to the team now.
Okay.
He has been suspended from his head coaching duties for a minimum whole season. Because originally it was reported that he had a consensual relationship. I won't say sexual. He had a consensual relationship with a member of the staff, a female member of the staff.
Okay.
Which apparently goes against Celtics guidelines. Whatever.
Okay.
That was the original report, and then it comes out that she cut things off, and then he started harassing her. And that's why he's being suspended.
So there's more details. Because even a small little bit that I heard is the team knew about this, or there were other people.
The team knew about it for a while. But apparently the team originally thought it was consensual, and then they got more details, and they've been talking about it. This has been going on internally since, like, July.
Wow.
So,
oh, shit.
As far as, like, Ime Udoka is concerned, like, is he in the wrong? 100%. Of
course.
He is engaged and has a child with
the infamous Nia Long.
Yeah. And apparently, like 2 weeks ago, Nia Long was in Boston with her son looking for houses. And
damn,
Ime gave her, it's like, yo, we gotta have a talk. So from that standpoint, Ime Udoka, you're wrong.
Damn.
You gotta figure that shit out. You need to take some time to sit down and figure out your life.
Yo, it's hell in this house, bro. I already know it.
I say that to say the amount of coverage for this situation
is a lot.
More than I think is necessary given the other major sports stories that are out there that are in the realm of scandals.
Right. I would agree on that. I'm trying to figure out why this shit is popping up everywhere.
Because he's black.
Yeah, it was right there.
And I say that.
It's unfortunate.
Alley-oop, man.
Yeah, it's right there.
I'm a dunk it every time. So I say that because Brett Favre, Hall of Fame quarterback for the Green Bay Packers,
here we go.
Has been identified as a part of a conspiracy where he went with he along with whoever was responsible for handling the welfare money for the state of Mississippi. Sorry.
Is that where he be at?
That's where he's from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Laundered, I think it was $7 million.
5 to 7.
$5 to $7 million.
Yeah, I thought the number was 5.
Yeah, it's anywhere from $5 to $7 million. They laundered money from the Mississippi Welfare Fund and used it to build a stadium.
Bruh, are you aware of the stuff that's going on in the South, Mississippi, Alabama? Like,
yeah,
there's certain places that don't have fucking water.
Well, Mississippi has water. It's just brown.
But I mean, that's a real serious health crisis.
Mississippi is the poorest state in the country. That's not hyperbole.
Right.
Mississippi is the poorest state in the country.
Crime rate per capita, as far as murders are concerned, they're up there. I know they're in the top 10.
You stole $7 million from their welfare program. And it's been completely glossed over by all the big networks. They talked about it. It was like, oh, matter of fact, and then they just kept it moving. The Ime Udoka conversation has been non-fucking stop.
Everywhere. They're talking about it on the sports things, judging this whole situation.
100%. And it's like, look, man, what happened is sexual harassment okay? Absolutely not.
True.
Is cheating on your fiance okay? Absolutely not.
True.
Why is it that this is getting this level of coverage and you speak about a Hall of Fame quarterback who made hundreds of millions of dollars,
who had to steal
from the poorest state in the country? Why is that not a conversation
Especially when you're thinking about how many people it affects.
And by the way, the person that is in charge of the welfare program in Mississippi, he just pled guilty to money laundering. He just pled guilty to this shit.
Separate of this situation?
No, in this situation. He just pled guilty to this shit.
What's going to happen to Brett?
If he pled guilty, I'm imagining he took a plea deal. He about to start singing.
Because obviously it's not just one person who makes sure this thing happens. Because he used the money to build a stadium for his daughter's soccer team, correct?
Right. Or volleyball team.
Whatever the case may be. Some sport.
But either way, it's like, okay, why is this not being talked about more? Yeah. Why is it that we're so willing to grasp onto the black man's wrongdoings and let the old white man just kind of skirt underneath the shadows?
I mean, obviously,
I don't appreciate the energy discrepancy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Now, if you're giving the
same coverage
to both,
yeah, that's fine.
I got no problem with it. Fuck them both.
I've only heard about the Brett Favre thing as far as the internet is concerned. Have you heard it talked about anywhere else, at least to the degree that it's being covered?
I heard like a week ago. I heard Undisputed with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. They talked about it.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was on ESPN, if they covered it at all. But like Brett Favre's a golden boy to all them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's
because of who he is and whatnot.
He was like watching the kid play the game and all this other shit. It's like, no, fuck that. This man stole millions of dollars from the poorest people in the country. What are we fucking doing?
Yeah. I mean,
like the amount of people that were hurt from Brett Favre's actions compared to the amount of people that are hurt from
that's what I was
Doku. And I'm not
vastly different.
And I'm not trying to marginalize anybody's pain.
Right.
But if you're looking at number of victims,
it's maybe 4 to 5.
I'll give you 20. I'll give you 20 with Ime.
Okay.
Legitimately 20 people.
Okay. Wait.
I will give you 100.
Yeah, 100 people.
Because we're talking about the whole Boston Celtics staff and all that stuff.
And the team itself.
Right.
Because there's a good chance that could drastically affect where they go with this season.
That's what I'm talking about. 100 people.
Okay, cool.
I'll give you 100 people where that Ime Udoka situation legitimately is like, damn, you fucked us up.
Right.
The Brett Favre number is bigger.
1,000%. Because we're talking about a state.
An entire state, and we're talking about $5 to $7 million.
Right. That's real.
And welfare fund. So guess what? That shit stretches.
Yeah. And we know what the welfare fund goes to.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's not too.
And what it was used for
right.
is legitimately like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Especially for an individual that could have just fronted the money himself.
Yeah. That's the shit that blows me.
If you really wanted to do that, you could have did that.
That's the shit that blows me. What is so wrong with taking your multi-million dollars? Like, I would do that for my baby girl just because she asked me to do so.
It's how the rich stay rich, man.
I get it. I understand it. But yeah, that's nasty.
So I wanted to talk about this just to bring light to it and say shame on the major media networks that have not covered this, or the ones that have geared more towards the black man's wrongdoings.
Yeah.
Not to say that, in all honesty,
well, scandals get more coverage than anything else in the world.
They're both scandals, but yet one is getting attention and the other one isn't. That's why I'm upset.
Sexual or relationship like scandals. If you can get somebody's relationship involved,
I guess a white man embezzling money from poor black.
That's folks. The basics, dog. That's the basics.
That's just a Tuesday.
That is the basics. That is how. Yeah. Anyway, you got it. Yeah. That's some nasty shit. I have been noticing that. I keep on seeing stuff about this coach, and I was just like, for me,
I won't shut up about it.
And then now that stuff is obviously being brought to Nia Long's table.
Oh yeah, she can't get away from it.
And of course, you know what the internet does. They comparing women and doing nasty shit like that, which is unfortunate.
Horrible.
Yeah, man, he's having a really, really rough time. You think he loses his job?
For harassment, yeah.
I haven't heard the harassment part. I didn't know that was a part of that.
So, because everybody was like, all right, a consensual relationship. Y'all been spending them a year for that. Like, everybody was confused, and that's how the story got kind of weird.
Yeah, because that's what I heard.
But then the harassment thing came out. I was like, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, we got to get you out of here.
Because
they probably would have swept that underneath the rug had they found out that
100%.
Two co-workers were humping.
Because a couple NBA players was like, yo, this happens
all the time.
All the time. Yeah. So like, I don't understand why y'all suspending them.
Right.
But once it was like harassment, was like, oh, because Matt Barnes was the first person who was like, this is stupid. And then
I heard he
somebody,
retracted his statement.
Well, yeah, he said somebody from the Celtics called him and gave him all the details. He's like, yo, I got to take all that shit back.
Yeah, I can't stand behind that
Yeah,
type shit.
he was
Okay,
like,
I
yeah,
got
no,
you.
he was like, no, that needs to happen.
Okay.
And I pray for everybody involved. That's what he said.
That's tough.
So I look at this as like, I think the only reason why they didn't fire him up front
is because of what he's done so far.
in his first year, he took him to the finals.
Huh.
Which again is more hypocrisy.
It is, but I mean that's they will do that, especially in entertainment. Like what you have accomplished can be swept underneath the rug based on how much you have accomplished.
Yeah, but from the Boston Celtics standpoint, they at least had to suspend him and kind of figure it out because if they didn't do anything, they had a lawsuit on their hands.
Huh.
I guarantee you that. So
okay.
So they couldn't just sweep it under the rug because then it becomes a lawsuit and a scandal, and then it's like,
Right.
how could they let this happen?
Yeah, and especially if a harassment is involved, and
We just seen what happened with the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, that's true.
with their owner,
Right.
Like pretty much getting bullied into having to sell his team, right or wrong. He got bullied into selling it, having to put his team up for sale.
wild times, man.
So if you don't get ahead of it, that's where your ass gonna be in
Yeah.
about a year.
That's rough, man. Prayers to everybody involved, man. I wish the internet wasn't such a nasty place because some of the shit that they do are like
Disgusting.
Yeah, comparing to women and talking about how could you do that to Nia and whatnot. It's like at the end of the day, we should how somebody looks and how beautiful and pretty they are shouldn't be predicated on whether you cheat on them or not.
For sure.
The game is the game, I guess.
Right.
We had time.
Hey man, I'm not trying to have no editing.
No doubt, man. At the end of the day, guys, stay faithful. Don't put your penis anywhere it shouldn't be.
That's a fact.
Yo, real quick,
Sure.
imagine when you're a celebrity or when you're high up in whatever field when it comes to entertainment.
Yeah.
Bruh, you can't, those mistakes getting out,
Compound interest.
bruh.
It's compound interest.
You
On every
think,
single mistake
you
make.
think she stays?
She nail fucking long, bro. She ain't got to do shit.
I'm just
Like she'll be good. Like
that's hell because whenever you fucked up, it's not always, unfortunately this is true, it's not always about necessarily what happened. It is about how it feels once it gets out for the woman.
the disrespect.
And if it's public, it's
If y'all both public figures, it's like you out here making me look stupid.
yeah.
And sometimes that is all a woman wants is for you to not make her look stupid.
Yeah, don't embarrass me to the world.
Right.
Damn. Yeah. Fellas, we gotta do better, man. We down, dog.
And it was very clear that she got blindsided by this. It was like, fam, you knew that they were gonna do something about this since July.
That's the nasty part. Once they find out how long it's been going on and you ain't said nothing, bruh. Fellas, if you gonna mess up, get ahead of it.
Yeah, you
Get ahead of it.
Look, man,
Get ahead of it.
if you know it's dropping, you gotta get ahead.
Get ahead of it. Because once it come out and they find out how long it is, it's a rizap.
Because I promise you, it looks a lot better coming from you than anywhere else.
Yep. And you had all the opportunities. You got to think all of the kisses, all the lovemaking, all of the gifts, all of the trips.
Oh yeah, she gone.
Yeah, she's out.
She gone.
I think she's out of there,
She
bro.
gone.
I think she's out of there.
She like, you knew that this, like, it's like if you would have came in and we had the conversation, we could have figured it out. But like, you just didn't want to deal with it.
It's hard. It is hard.
You better get ahead of that shit, man.
Yeah, I learned that. I learned that lesson.
Tough conversations are a part of life.
I learned that lesson.
Yeah.
All right, man. I got to do better, fellas. Anyway, this has been another episode of the Gentlemen's Club Podcast. We'll be back, though.